Welcome to Keys Consumer Math and Personal Finance. We're going to be going over Chapter 7, Section 1 today. And I'm doing it on the video because we could not finish in class. I was going to finish in class tomorrow, but we are on a snow day now. I hope y'all are enjoying the snow outside. I hope y'all have had a chance to run around and play in it for a bit. I am not. I am warm and cozy inside with my hot tea, making videos for math. So, anyway, but I am not kidding. I really hope y'all are enjoying your day. We are not going to be meeting in class tomorrow. We were going to finish these examples and then work on homework in class, but because we're not doing that, I'm going to do it on the video today so you can finish all of this weekend. But before I get started, I wanted to do a little bit of review. And I also want to apologize. If you hear the air blowing, it's the heat coming through the vent, and it's loud. I apologize, but we need to have the heat on because it's pretty cold outside. I think they said it's about 25 degrees right now. I don't know. But anyway, just as a review, we are talking about buying cars in this chapter. And yesterday we went over the cost of not only the ownership of the car, but a cost of how much it costs to operate a car. So we talked about to own a car, we consider not only our purchase price, but more than that, the depreciation price of our car, because we can't sell it for what we bought it for. We can only sell it to what it's depreciated to. Plus, it also costs, to own a car, you also have to pay insurance. You have to pay registration and title fees. You have to pay for taxes. And if you financed a car, if you financed buying a car, that means you took out a loan for it, then you have finance charges. So those are all the fees or all the numbers that are included in the cost of owning a car. But it does not include the cost of operating a vehicle. Operating a vehicle has its own additional costs, and those include buying gas for your car, your tires, your oil, your maintenance, any repairs you have, and then of course there's fees. Like if you go over the toll roads, you pay a toll. There are parking fees. If you get a ticket, you have to pay a price for that. So all of those numbers go into the cost of operating your car. And then yesterday we looked at page 189. There was a little chart in the book, and it was strictly for this chapter of the book. It's not going to be accurate to what the cost is necessarily today, but it gave a breakdown for each size of vehicle, an average of how much it costs to drive that vehicle per mile. And it includes all of the cost of ownership and the cost of operation fees. You didn't have to do the calculations for that. We just did problems to say, okay, how much does it cost me to drive a compact car every day? If I drove it, if I drive it 200 miles a week or whatever. And we did those examples in class. That was 1 and 2. Today, we're going to look at some examples on how much some of the fees that go into purchasing a car from a dealership. We're going to talk about sticker price, the discounts offered, and the taxes we have to pay, and trade and value. This is not going through the process of buying a car. This is just talking about how you can figure out how much it might cost for you to drive a car off of a lot today. We'll go into other fees. We'll go into used cars, leases, and other things later on in the chapter. But today, this is just an introduction of how much it could cost you to drive a new vehicle off of the lot. This is not a lesson on how to negotiate or how to talk to your dealer or anything like that. What we talked about yesterday, and I want to reiterate today, you don't want to just go into the first dealership you see and say, oh, I want this car, let me buy it. You need to do your research. You need to find out actually how much it costs to not only purchase that car from not just this dealership, but perhaps others or a used one, but you also need to look into the maintenance fees for this type of vehicle. What is its record? Does it need a lot of maintenance? What's the gas mileage like? What is its resale value historically? You have a lot of research to do before you just go in and buy a car. But for these examples, we're just going to figure out what it costs to drive a car off the lot, if that makes sense. So now let's look at example 3 on page 290. It says that the sticker price of a new car is $35,671. If the dealer allows a 10% discount, what will it cost? And how much will the 5% sales tax be? Find the total cost of the car. So when you go and you look at a car, if you look on page 189 in your book, there's a picture of a sticker that they put on the window of a car, and that's called your sticker price, and it's going to say how much the dealer is selling this car for. There can always be some negotiation. You can decide that, hey, I don't want all these features, or I want to add extra features, so that's going to either take the cost up or take the cost down. But also, you can negotiate discounts. Some dealers will offer discounts, and in this problem, they're offering a 10% discount off of the sticker price on that car for the car as is, $35,671. So they're asking us to figure out how much would it cost to drive this car off the lot. So we have to figure out what the discount is, and then we have to figure out sales tax. So since the dealership is offering a 10% markdown off of the sticker price, that means we're going to pay 100% minus that 10%, or 90% of the sticker price. Okay, so we're going to take our sticker price, which is $35,000, or $35,671, and we're going to multiply it by 90%, because we are paying 90% if we get a 10% discount. And when we do that, we get a total of $32,103.90. So that's going to be what we're going to pay for the car before taxes. Now, we have to figure out our taxes, which is 5% of not the sticker price, but our discounted price. So we're going to take this $32,000, $32,103.90, and we're going to multiply that by 0.05, because that's 5%. And we're going to get a total of $1,605.20 for taxes. And then we're going to add these two numbers together to get a total of $33,000, or $33,709.10 as our drive-away cost for this particular vehicle. And of course, as we mentioned yesterday, the second we drive it off the lot, it starts depreciating in value. Its resale value starts going down, and we won't be able to sell it for what we just bought it for. Although some dealerships do offer a 30-day or a 3-day, not really 30-day, I think it's a 3-day money-back guarantee, but there may be some fees involved with that if you change your mind about driving the car or wanting the car. Okay, we're going to move on to the next example. So look on page 290 at example 4. It says, Rick London has the following offer from an automobile dealer. Find the drive-away price of the car. What is the percent discount offered on the sticker price? So in this case, they give us the sticker price as $32,987. And they don't tell us what a discount, like what percent discount the offer is. They just say, we're going to offer this to you for $30,999. Sorry, I keep misspeaking. So you can take that deal, and then you're going to have to pay sales tax on the total cost to you of the vehicle. Not on the sticker price, but on the discounted offer. But you've got a trade-in, and they're going to give you $4,200 for your old vehicle. You still have to pay taxes on that part, because the trade-in is not a discounted price. The trade-in is part of your payment. So we want to know what the drive-away cost is going to be of this particular vehicle, and what is the percentage of the discount offer. They're two separate problems. I apologize if you saw something pop up. My computer keeps popping up a screen that I don't want, and I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's just news and advertising, but I don't know why it keeps showing this to me while I'm recording it to you. So anyway, I apologize for that. So let's go ahead and I'm going to do this problem. I'm going to do it a little bit differently than they do it in the book. First, I'm going to figure out the tax on the discounted offer. So we're going to say that we took this $30,999 offer, and we're going to multiply it not just by 4%, but I'm going to multiply it by 1.04%, just to remind you that you can do that to get your total cost of the vehicle, including tax. And when I multiply those two numbers together, I get $32,238.96. I think that's a penny off from what your book says, but I'm rounding maybe a little differently. Or I didn't round, that's the number I got, actually. I will tell you that, remember, when you multiply by 1.04, it's the same thing as multiplying the $30,999 by 0.04, by the 4%, and then adding. I'm just doing it all in one step. So this will be how much it's going to cost me, what I have to pay to drive away this vehicle. However, the dealership is offering me $4,200 for my old car. So if I leave that, that's part of my payment. Again, I can't take that off first and then figure taxes because it's not a discounted rate. It's just part of my payment. So when I subtract these two numbers, I get a total of $28,038.96. That is what it's going to cost me to drive this vehicle off of the lot. But the problem also asked us to figure out the percentage of our discount offer. In other words, what percentage of $32,987 is $30,999? So we're going to think back to what we did in the fall when we were working on percentages. And we're going to remember our formula for finding a rate of increase or a rate of decrease. So what we did is we took the difference between the two numbers, we divided by the original cost, or original whatever, we multiplied it by 100, and that gave us our percent of increase or percent of decrease. So we're going to do that right now. We're going to take $32,987 and we're going to subtract $30,999 from that to get $1,988. And that's my difference between this sticker price and the discounted price. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide by the original cost, which is, or the original sticker price, which is $32,987. And when I do that, and then I'm also going to multiply by 100. And when I get that, I'm going to get the number, when I round it, of about 6%. It's going to be 0.06, but then when I multiply it by 100, or it's going to round to point, then it's going to be 6%. So I had a 6% discount offer, 6% discount rate, plus a trade-in to drive this vehicle off of the lot. So that's example 4. Now we're going to move on to example 5 on the same page. So if you look down at example 5, it says, suppose the invoice price is $24,000 or $24,500, and the sticker price is $29,155. Now the invoice price is how much it cost the dealer to buy the car. They're saying, or that's what their invoice was. They're putting the sticker price of $29,155 on its window, and they want to know what is the percent increase or the markup from what the dealer paid, or what his invoice price is, to where his sticker price is. And again, we use the same formula we just used in the last problem. We take the difference in the two prices, we divide it by the original, what we're trying to know the markup of, and we multiply it by 100. So when I take $29,155 and I subtract $24,500 from that, I get a total of $4,655. So that's the difference between those two prices. Because I want to know what the markup is from the invoice price, I'm going to put the invoice price here on the denominator. So I'm going to put $2,500. That's going to be my original because I want to know what it's marked up from that. and then I'm going to multiply by 100. And when I get out my calculator and I work with these numbers, I type them in on my calculator, I'm going to get something that looks like 19%. It's going to be 0.19 something, and when I change it into a decimal, it's a 19% markup. So the dealer has marked up this vehicle's price from the invoice price 19%. We are going to do one more example that looks at the invoice price, the sticker price, and the percentage of markup. So if you'll look on page 191 at example 6 in your book, we're going to do that one now together. So example 6 says, if the markup is 17% of the sticker cost of a particular vehicle, and the sticker price is $32,753, what is the dealer's invoice cost to the nearest dollar? Okay, so we know the sticker price. We know that it's marked up 17% from the invoice price, and they're asking us to find the invoice price. So this problem works a little bit differently than the other ones we've done. We do not know what our invoice price is, so I'm going to call that X. But we know that we add 17% of that X, so X plus 17% of it, or 0.7 times the X, and we add those two numbers together, we're going to get a total of $32,753 as our sticker price. And we want to solve for X here. Now, if there's no coefficient in front of X, this is just algebra, there's an understood 1 there. So 1x plus 0.17x gives us 1.17x equals 32,753. And then to solve for x, I'm going to divide both sides by 1.17. See how algebra comes in so handy? And when I do that, I get a total of $27,994. So that's how much the dealer's invoice price was. So he marked that up 17% to get $32,753 for his sticker price. That's a difference of $4,759. Now, we've done enough examples for y'all to be able to refer to be able to do your homework. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the weekend, and I will see you next Tuesday.